About 30,000 years ago, it is believed that the Negritos migrated in the island by land bridges. The second arrival happened about 3000 BC through seafaring. They are the Indonesian who introduced formal farming and building techniques. During the Iron Age, the Malays came. They are skillful sailors, potters and weavers. Their boats are called balangay, which symbolize their community. They built the first permanent settlements and evolves from around 1st century AD until 16th century when the Spanish arrived. The Spanish first viewed the Limasawa island on March 16, 1521. The expedition was led by the Portuguese navigator and explorer Ferdinand Magellan. He later on reached Cebu and met Raja Humabon and made the blood compact as a sign of friendship. The local chieftain of Cebu was converted to Catholicism and was baptized as Carlos. Her wife was also baptized as Johanna, and Magellan gave her the gift, which was the image of child Jesus or the Santo Niño. Raja Humabon requested Magellan to subjugate his enemy Lapu-Lapu, the chief of Mactan Island. During the Battle of Mactan, Magellan and other Spanish soldiers lost their lives and was outnumbered by the Mactan tribesmen. In 1543, Ruy López de Villalobos arrived in Leyte and Samar and gave them the name La Silla Filipinas. The most successful expedition was led by Miguel López de Legazpi, where he arrived in Cebu in 1565. Raja Topas, the chieftain of Cebu, didn't welcome the Spaniards. Legazpi fought Raja Topas and his tribesmen and defeated them. Legazpi ordered his fellowmen led by Martin de Goiti to conquer Manila and successfully made it. For over 333 years the Spanish colonized the Philippines. During the Spanish colonial period, the Philippine colonial economy depended on the galleon trade. The Philippine Revolution started when Dr. Jose Rizal and the three priests, namely the Gomburza, were executed. The Katipunan created by Andres Bonifacio influenced much the Philippines. Many Filipinos risked their lives to fight for freedom. On June 12, 1898, the Philippine independence was proclaimed. The Philippine flag was raised. Many Filipinos celebrated this victory. The American colonization lasted for 48 years. It was started when the Philippine archipelago were sold to the United States for $20 million. The First Philippine Republic declared war against United States on 1899 and ended in 1902. The Americans created the Philippine Commonwealth in 1934, which increasingly self-governance in advance of independence and established process towards full Philippine independence. The invasion of the Philippines started on December 8, 1941, 10 hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor. At the Pearl Harbor, American aircraft were severely damaged in Japanese attack. Because of lacking or cover, the American and Filipino soldiers led by General Douglas MacArthur was ordered out, leaving his men at Corriger. MacArthur gave his promise to the Philippines with the famous lines,
"I said to the people of the Philippines whence I came, I shall return."
Around 76,000 American and Filipino defenders surrendered in 1942 and were forced to walk to Bataan, which was also known as Bataan Death March. The Japanese occupied the Philippines for over 3 years. During the occupation, they built the Second Republic and Jose Laurel was the president. But this presidency was not effective. It was also called a puppet state. The HULDALAHAP effectively campaigned against the Japanese. On October 30, 1944, General MacArthur kept his promise to return in the Philippines. The landings of the island of Leyte were accompanied by a force of 700 B cells and 174,000 men. The Japanese were quickly defeated by the joint force of the Filipino guerrillas and American soldiers on July 4, 1946.
I am authorized and directed by the President of the United States to proclaim the independence of the Philippines as a separate and self-governing nation.
The United States formally recognized the independence of the Republic of the Philippines. I am Jamark S. Villarojo, of BSIT 1A. Thanks for watching.